the Wicklow Way. This is a 129 kilometre trail taking 5 to 7 days, and it is our last trail of all of the National Waymarked Trails in Ireland. So this is trail 42 out of 42. There's a reason that we saved it for last. This is the very first ever National Waymarked Trail to be made in the country, and they were kind of put together by J.B. Malone, and there's a wonderful monument to him on this trail. So we decided to finish off this wonderful project. We would walk the very first trail last. On our very first trail we also walked out of Dublin along the canal, so this time we're going to walk back up into Dublin to have a nice little kind of circular finish. So yeah, this trail is hopefully going to take us 5 days, going through places like Glendalough, Glumalour, Groundwood, Jouse, and we finish in Marley Park. So here's to an exciting 5 days.
So this stretch of the trail, kind of these 2 days I think, from kind of Clonegal through to Glenmalure, is mainly road. And normally I would be complaining about it, but because we're so close to the end, it's sort of like I'm almost just counting down the number of steps left to do on road. Like, this is step number 5,000, 4,999, 4,998. Like, eventually there will be no more road left to walk, which is pretty exciting. So last night we stayed with our friends, our little hiker, on Instagram, Gina and Paul, and they did a lot for us, including giving us a bottle of champagne, which we don't have with us, but they also gave us cake, which we carried. I was going to carry it the whole way to the end, and it turns out that I'm actually hungry now, so but just an astonishingly big thank you to those guys. That was really superb. The cake even says "Well done, Tough Souls" on it, which is really nice.
Hey, where's my slice?
Oh my god, it's actually so good. Sorry, this was your slice, the whole rest was my cake. That's amazing. We just stopped at the Dying Cow, which is a very nice pub out in the middle of essentially nowhere. And they were very nicely offered to let us camp out in the back, and it did seem like they kind of did that for a lot of walkers that came through. So I really appreciate that. But we've decided to walk on to
Tinahely.
To Tinahely. Tinahely?
Tinahely.
Which, where we'll probably stay tonight. More than anything, it's just 7 kilometers closer to the end for us. We kind of wanted to walk a little bit further today, and this kind of seemed like the only option, so that's what we're going to do.
We're a bit tired, but it hasn't been a huge day yet, and after sitting at the pub for a little over an hour, like, we could tell that in 3 or 4 hours time, when it would be time to actually pitch the tent, we'd have regretted not going further. So, and also, we also need to divert like into Tinahely town itself, because we need to get cash, get cash out of the ATM, and there just aren't many towns on this trail. So this will probably be our last like town thing for the next couple of days. So we're like, why not? If it's going to be the only one kind of until we're outside of Dublin. Might as well go in and get what we need.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the rationalisation anyway. Yeah, so another like hour and a half of walking, and then we'll be in Tinahely, where we'll probably get a chipper. It's gonna be good. Right?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. My arm is so tired. You'd think I'd get much stronger arms after like 3 years of holding cameras up like this.
Good morning. So we are in Tinahely. We stayed here last night. Gonna have some coffee now. It's really late. We always mean to get up early, but it doesn't always happen. So have this coffee, we'll walk back out and jump back up the trail. And today we're heading over to one of the, it's not quite a bothy, it's not like an old building, it's a mountain metal shelter. And the one we're going to today is Mucklagh Hut, I think. So that's our end goal for today. It's the south side of Glenmalure. It's the lowest of the 3 shelters along the trail. So it'd be great if we can make it to that today and camp there or stay there tonight. It's actually blissfully cool and overcast. The sunshine might look beautiful, but it was very hot yesterday. It just completely drained us of energy. So it was really nice to look out the window this morning and just see a nice cool grey. Yeah, so I guess that's going to be today. Day 2.
What, the -4th day or something, right?
Yeah, today is day 4 days to the end, I guess. So it's, I don't know, a bit after 5. We had the great pleasure of walking with Brian, who's the Rural Recreation Officer for Wicklow. Yeah, really fascinating getting to walk and question somebody who's deeply involved in all the trails in the area. Yeah, asked lots of questions. I hope we didn't scare him away with all, with all our questions, and so yeah, it was really, really cool to have him along for a stretch there, and it also kind of made the trail that would just kind of disappear. So we're only maybe 3 kilometres from where we're going to camp tonight, so we'll get there pretty early, I think. And yeah, it's been a nice day. The overcast weather has made it a lot easier to hike in. It's not too hot, I'm not passing out. It has been on the verge of raining all day, but it hasn't so far, so we've been pretty lucky. And yeah, big day tomorrow, I think. I think it's important to say with this trail as well that the northern section of it is kind of the known to be the most beautiful section. So as we go further and further north into the trail, it's going to get more and more and more beautiful. And we did notice it today. There was a lot more off-road today than there was yesterday. Gorgeous parts kind of across, sheep grazing mountainsides, and yeah, it's been really, really pretty. It's a little bit tired, but all good.
So the place we're just coming from just now, it's called Iron Bridge, and there is a bridge there, and I thought, oh, maybe this bridge used to be iron. But actually, walking the trail, the stones and the surface and what this mountain appears to be made of, it's very shiny, and I'm kind of wondering, is it iron? Is that why this is the way that it is? Who knows? I'm no geologist. I wouldn't know that, but I did think it was interesting. That's all. behind me, behind the bags, is what's known as an Adirondack hut, and it was built by a volunteer organisation called Mountain Mel, and it's brilliant. It's great. There's 3 of them on this trail. They're just shelters for walkers, so this is where we're going to stay tonight. Yeah, Mountain Mel is a volunteering organisation that builds this type of thing and also does an awful lot of trail maintenance, and you know, does a good job of keeping the trails sustainable, making sure that erosion doesn't happen too much, and you know, renewing all kinds of you know, the boardwalk and all kinds of stuff like that. So it is a really good organisation, one that we hope to volunteer with after we finish walking. Yeah, you can check out their website at mountainmel.ie. The link is there and also in the description. And check that out, help them out, and leave no trace when you stay here. That's really important. So, a bit of a weird outing for our first tent. What I think a lot of people do is just throw sleeping bags straight down on the ground here and sleep inside the hut with there's no doors or anything like that. It's just kind of open on one side. What we're going to do is throw the tent body up and sleep inside that, because we've heard that the midges are particularly bad at this time of year at this hut. That means that we're reasonably protected, but also in case it rains overnight we don't have to get our tent wet. Best of both worlds a little bit. But Carla, I hear you say, why aren't you wearing your big orange jumper that you've worn for every single other trail and is in every single video that we've put out? Well, I forgot it. It's my only jumper. So, yeah, don't have it for our last trail. And it eats me up inside. Plus I'm cold, which is like insult to injury. Yeah, hopefully it'll arrive to us at the finish line. But it makes me sad.
It's going to do this after your coffee.
I know, but it turns out that getting coffee is taking longer than I expected.
It's Friday, it's day 3.
Yeah. Today so far has been mostly forestry walking. It's nearly 12:30.
It's been really nice.
It has been quite nice.
Yeah, a lovely late start from the shelter that we stayed at last night.
I mean, I gotta say it was 9 o'clock, it's not that late.
It was 10 o'clock. It was a late start if you're camping.
Yeah, it was a late start for us when we camp, yeah, for sure. Normally we'd get up at like 7, half 7 and get walking, but since it was dry and outside was wet, I was unmotivated to leave the tent. But it was great, I really appreciated the bothy. So we are now walking into Glenmalure Lodge, which is, I think, a B&B slash cafe slash place where we can get coffee and food. So we're going to go there, have a coffee. We actually thought we'd get there like 2 hours ago, but this turns out to have been slightly windier a road than we expected. And then we're going to continue on to Glendalough, right?
Yeah.
And probably through Lara, which is a town near Glendalough. And then probably to the shelter on the other side of Glendalough. So probably quite a long way still to go today, actually. But I'm looking forward to it. It's probably going to be one of the most scenic days
ever.
Yeah, of all the trails. So it should be nice. Also, coffee. Coffee's going to be good. So what we're about to walk on is not apparently called boardwalk, but instead called bog bridge, which is a more poetic name for it, so I think that's what I'm going to have to call it from now on. Pity we learnt that on the last trail, after like 150 videos of us calling it boardwalk. Well, this is one of very few trails to have this kind of marker. We're halfway through the Wicklow Way, which makes sense because it's kind of halfway through our third day, and we have two. Yeah, it works. I haven't had my coffee yet. I can't do numbers, but I'm pretty excited to see Elvis on a big thing like this. It's very nice. His name is Elvis, FYI. If this is your only video of ours that you watch, this guy is called Elvis. Although, if you prefer to see it as a woman, it's Priscilla. Yeah. Surprisingly few people have drawn rude things in this book. Please don't do so. So behind me here we can see a bunch of mountains, and the tallest one that we can see is Knockree, which I think is Wicklow's highest mountain at 973 metres, which is a pretty tall mountain for Ireland, given that our tallest one is 1073?
Sure.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, I think it's quite a fun peak to bag if you're into bagging peaks. Thankfully we're not going to go that way, we're going to go this way, right over this hill that we're on, and by hill I mean large mountain, is the valley of Glendalough. In Irish that's Glendalough, which is the glen of two lakes, and suspiciously it has two lakes in it, so looking forward to getting there. Looking forward to not having the view behind us, which basically is just kicking us constantly by saying, look how far you haven't come. So as soon as we get over the hill, we'll feel a lot better about it, I think. What a view as well.
So, yesterday when we met Brian, the Rural Recreation Officer for the Wicklow Way and all of Wicklow, he left us a top tip for when we got to here. So behind Carlow, there's a boardwalk that goes down through a forest and brings you down into the Glendalough Valley, and then there's a boardwalk also going this way that brings you up and kind of along a walk known as the Spink. And he said to take the loop around instead of the loop that way. They join back together in Glendalough Valley, but the views from this one are more spectacular, and yeah, we'll get to see more of the valley from a height, which sounds really, really cool. And we've walked down a lot of bars today, so going the wider loop, I think, sounds really, really nice. So that's what we're going to do.
Also, I won rock, paper, scissors.
Also, we rock, paper, scissors it in a very legitimate tough souls tradition of making choices. So yeah, we're going to go left on the boardwalk here and join back up like a kilometre. So. just finished our descent. It's pretty intense on the knees. Glad they're still with me. That was absolutely beautiful, fantastic, so glad we went that way. I'm sure the trail will someday go that way. It's just phenomenal. It couldn't not. So there's the arrow.
We're well on the other side of Glendalough now, and walking's actually been fantastic. It's a very creepy wood. I'm really creeped out right now. It's the reason I'm filming, in case some sort of Blair Witch thing goes down. It's great though, it has actually been fantastic. Really well kept trail, very walkable, very kind of beautiful around it. I really enjoyed it. I think so far the section around the national park has been just superb. So well done, you guys. Not only is this wood super creepy, but the walking is all super uphill. So all the ghosts definitely know I'm around because of my heavy breathing.
Good morning. We stayed in Brusher's Gap at the shelter there last night. We actually camped beside it, and we were joined by a French guy and two Germans. Well, actually we joined them. We arrived very late. The joys of, with, I don't know, late starts comes late responsibilities. So yeah, we joined them there yesterday evening. They were wonderful. We had great conversations. And now this morning you can see the Sugarloaf behind me, which is quite a prominent, very like distinctive mountain, kind of on the Dublin-Wicklow border. You can see it from Dublin in certain places, so some of you might recognise that. Today we're going to Knockree, and there's a hostel there. We're going to be staying in the dorm there, and yeah, I don't think there's any villages or towns or anything we go through or can go to today. It's all going to be by ourselves. A couple of really big climbs, but it should be, let's say, 25 kilometres, like more than 25 but less than 30 kilometres. Somewhere in that kind of a ballpark. So yeah, that's it. Okay, thank you.
Probably like our 20th last style.
So I think there's going to be
20? I don't know.
no, like 10.
Oh, you think there's going to be less?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't know. I mean, what we have 40 kilometers left?
More. 45. Yeah.
45 kilometers left. A fair bit of it is off-road, so probably every kilometre of off-road, I'd say about 30 kilometres is off-road.
I guess let's wait and see.
Yeah. This is a monument to J.B. Malone, who initially founded the Wicklow Way, and in doing so all of the other National Waymarked Trails. He kind of started the movement. Back in 1981 he started this trail, and he died a few years ago. They put this monument here for him. I kind of think he'd be proud that 42 trails exist because of him. I think he'd be proud that 2 people have walked them all. We've been walking for 2.5 years to see this monument.
Over Whitehill, and over that way is Jazz. I'm nearly 100% sure this is the highest point we actually cross on all of the trails. Bit confused about whether we cross one in Kerry, but anyway, I think this is the highest point, and it has the most breathtaking views. It's so beautiful. It's been absolutely spectacular. It's been bog walk basically the whole way up, and boardwalk. Boardwalk basically the whole way up. You can see the Sugarloaf behind me. I think we're actually higher than the Sugarloaf right now.
And Dublin's coming into view.
Yeah, and I think like once we get around Jazz, we'll be able to see Dublin, which is really, really cool. Yeah, it's really beautiful.
So, on our way down Jouse, which is a pretty tall mountain, we took a break for about 10 minutes and ate some biscuits. And there was no one passed us. 0 people, it was great, had a really relaxing break. And then as soon as we were getting up to leave, literally about 150 people came down like past us in a big crowd. And we've just been caught up in this huge group of people. I think it must have been multiple independent groups.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we have not been able to film an awful lot because it's just been sort of like lots of tech bro chatting and city people things. But we are in Powerscourt. if you can hear them or see them, but they're behind us and they're talking about databases or something.
We are at Knockree Youth Hostel, which you can hear by my voice reverbing off the walls. It's a really well-placed hostel actually. It's about 20 kilometres outside of Dublin, so it's a nice day's walk if you feel like it, and you can walk back in even. We only have 2 maps left to walk in this whole project, plus the one we're currently on, so 2.5 maps left to walk in this entire project. So today we walked from Rusher's Gap Hut to here, the Knockree Youth Hostel. And to be honest, it was fantastic walking. I thought it was really, really good. Virtually everything was off-road. I think there were a couple of minutes of road and a few stretches of like forestry track and stuff. But a large portion of today was really, really good. I think this trail gets better the further north you go. I think starting it at the south the way we did, starting off like a little down on the trail, but it has gotten a lot better since then. So yeah, pretty happy with that. What's next?
It's always hard to know with these kind of walking trails if it's better to say the best till last, so that your last memory afterwards is really good.
Yeah, right.
Or if it's best to do the best bit first, so that your first impression is really good.
Yeah. It would have been pretty depressing, I think, to do this trail the opposite direction last and finishing on like a full day of road. It would just have been kind of like a bit of a wet thump. But this, by comparison, has been really great. So we're at the hostel now. So we told a few people today that we were walking this distance rather than to Roundwood, which is the usual stage. But from the hut, or from Bentalach to Roundwood, is like 12 kilometres, which is too small a stage for us. And so we told a couple of people that we were going to go all the way to the hostel, and they're like, oh my god, what a long stage. It's like 6 o'clock, this is the earliest day we've had in months. So yeah, I'm feeling good about myself today. Anyway, we're going to have some dinner, and then we're going to, I guess, enjoy our last night of the project, of this part, this chapter of the project. And being coy, as you come across.
So it is day 5 of the Wicklow Way. Guess.
If you drop my camera on the last day, I swear to God. So it is the beginning of our final day.
Yeah, it is day 5 on the Wicklow Way. Last day, we are heading from Knockree Hostel into Marley Park in Dublin.
It's going to be a pretty short day, I think. Only about 20 kilometres. Probably a little bit up and downy. We crossed the Dublin Mountains way today, which is nice.
We purposely sat around a little bit this morning so that we wouldn't leave too early and get to the end too quickly. So yeah.
A bit weird.
Yeah, a little bit weird. Last morning. Okay, here we go.
The view from here is really great. You can really see a really big chunk of the trail. It's just, yeah. Look how far we've come.
So, how are you feeling, Master?
pretty scared. We've been doing this for a really long time now. And I don't really know what to do when it's over. This is easy, really. You just sort of walk. It's not very hard. Yeah. It's extremely straightforward. I don't know. I don't know what to do now that it's finished. I think there's a lot of, if I was a different person, I think there would be a lot of room for open road metaphors and etc. But the person that I am is scared. Scared that this is the thing that I did, and no more. Then I go back now and I have like a normal going life. I sit at a desk and you know, and this is the thing. I still have hopefully a lot of time left, but I'll never do something like this again. I'm really scared for it to be over.
Oh, Hostel, I know you'll do amazing things. I know you will.
They're all going to be super boring in comparison.
No, they're not. Oh, they're going to be great. The sun has just come out to blind me, but anyway. So up that way is Dublin Mountains Way, this way is Dublin Mountains and Wicklow. We've been here before, just cool to see it again, that's all. We're coming up T-Rack. We just met a lovely couple who recognised us from Instagram and YouTube and stuff, and it's so cool when like we're walking and somebody tells us that they know our stuff. It's so cool, and I think we're getting better at like knowing what to say, because like it's kind of a like reverse starstruck. Like we're amazed that they know who we are. But if you ever do see us out hiking or wherever, please say hello, because it's so cool to meet the people on the other side of the lens. Yeah, and it just kind of gives us a whole like energy boost. Like I was kind of feeling tired because it's a little bit of a climb up here, and now I'm like gonna run. Well, I would run, but I'd fall over because I'm very clumsy and it's very rocky. But yeah, just really cool. Thank you for saying hello. That's all. And you have very cute dogs.
Well, we're over the top here of T-Rock, so that's Dublin behind me. It's all downhill from here. Five kilometers to go. We've done 800 5-kilometer chunks.
It's one way to add it all up. Did a lot of walking.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you look here, this is Elizabeth's live location.
We can't see that quite.
Okay, you can't see it, okay. Well, they're like about here, and then on this map here on WhatsApp, the river comes down, so they're gonna come up along, and then we're like right here, and then that's it. So it hasn't updated yet, but they probably walked a little bit more. Yeah.
That's the end of the trail.
Yeah, they're in a cafe.
Testing out all my videos.
I've learned something watching all those videos.
Which one of us is going to drink some first? We should have got two.
This is your fault.
Do you think we can do like a Lady in the Tramp thing?
No.
Should have got 2 straws. Rock, paper, scissors. For the victory contest.
1, 2, 3. No!
We got some footage of the live stream.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, and some B-roll footage of the families. Everyone's here.
Hello.
Just waiting for them to arrive up through the trees.
So we're taking a break at Coillte Forest before the last 2 or 3 kilometers. And we thought we would film our end of video, or end of trail piece here.
Yeah.
What did you think of the trail, Ellie?
I think the further north we got, the better it got.
I agree.
We've met loads of wonderful people, and I don't know, I guess it kind of, like, we have a lot of feelings because this is our very last one, so I don't know if we're going to be able to summarise it the same way that we normally do.
Hey, hang on. Hang on. There you go.
Yay!
This was the very first ever National Waymarked Trail, and the route has remained pretty much the same since 1981 when it was founded. And I think I have a hard time grading this trail because out of 10, the way that we always do, because this one was the first. I think some things are done in a way that we don't see in some other trails now, and you also see a lot of things where you can see the roots of some of the other trails and kind of the same patterns. You know, this set those trends. I give this trail a 1st out of 10.
Liz, say hi to Dad. Say hi to Just ease it up.
Oh! Hey!
Ease it up.
No, you're not. You're gonna give a speech. Speech.
This whole project really, I mean, it's meant to be about walking trails, but it's actually about all the people that we met along the way. All the help with everybody. This is fantastic. So thank you everybody. Thank you so much. It's really made this possible. Yeah, I did it right.
Hold on, let me just get a little. No, you do that with the phone and I'll get a shot of the phone screen.
Oh, there we go. I think we should both.
Yeah, you both have to hold the knife.
Will you put your hand on my underneath the thing?
That was only like the 9th most awkward thing I've ever done.
It's amazing, thank you.
Sounds great.
Hey Jen. Hey Jen.
I'm gonna go skirt out here into the field. I don't know what the hell.
Wait, did you go down to meet them?
Yeah. No, I went to like to get the like shot them coming around the corner with the Elvis or whatever, and I just saw them like skirting out on the field.
Get away.
What we used to do is actually follow the Waymarked Trail.
We were
But that was the job, like.
We were at the junction years ago. Where we were clean out. We were like, where's Elvis? Where are we supposed to go? We stood there for
Oh,
like
so you actually got lost?
yeah. And they're like, where did Elvis go? He wasn't there.
The Elvises do kind of disappear in the forest, so. What we used to do is actually follow the Waymarked Trail.
We were at
That was the job, like.
we were at the junction years ago. Where we were clean out. We were like, where's Elvis? Where are we supposed to go? We stood there for
Oh,
like
so you actually got lost?
yeah.
Oh, thanks for cutting me a slice.
Recording?
Action.
Are there levels moving?
Yeah, the thing's flashing, you have a low battery, there's...
Alright, let's go then.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we're done now.
Yeah.
Strike a few more poses there. It's dead.
Oh, yeah.
Comes out, it's like, well, we're done now. And it died.
It's alright, we got another camera.
Multiple editions. This one. I'm gonna say it again.
Okay.
We're done now. For now.
Stop recording.
Touch, will you film for us? You're still filming, right?
Yeah, I'm filming. I've been filming the whole time.
How many times do I have to say we're done?
I think your SD card is full.
Oh, Jesus, Sarah.
I'm not sure.
Touch is filming. Touch is filming.
Yeah. Alright. How tight?
We're gonna get to like a film camera.
How tight do you want this shot? I think that's a nice shot.
Whatever you've got going.
All right, go for it. I'm already recording.
Okay.
I have all of the bloopers.
Perfect.
All right, well, we're done. God's sake.
I think you can make an entire video out of these at this point.
You cannot.
Okay.
We're done. Earlier on I gave the Wicklow Way a first out of 10 because it is the first trail and so sort of unrateable in the scheme of things.
Yeah.
But doing all the trails, that's priceless. I mean, 11 out of 10, I don't know how to feel.
Yeah.
It took us 2.5 years. We're here.
Yeah. 4,000 kilometers later. And I am ready to stop filming.
We might do more. Who knows?
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Woo!